Mode.
Howdy, everybody. Can you guys hear me? I know Phil can hear me. We'll check with you guys. I'm sick as a dog, you guys, so if I don't sound like my usual peppy, happy self, well, I guess just tough. You'll have to deal with it. My wife came home with some kind of a flu bug. Can you guys hear me? Somebody put a yes in the question box. Yeah, okay, cool. Um, yeah, no, it's Dave. I don't sound like myself at all. You're absolutely right. I don't feel like myself at all. I am absolutely miserable. My wife came home. She runs a daycare center, so she's constantly exposed to those little snot factories on a daily basis. And she came home sick on Friday, and by Sunday I was feeling it pretty good. So, yeah, Gary says, why not do this another day? Yeah, I thought about it, but I figured we'll get it out of the way and, keep moving that way. So I'll tough it out, Gary. I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'll make it through. Um, I'm inside. Well, I'll start out here. I'm inside of my Google Play Android Developer Council here, and let me see here if we can go back to this. Um, you can see we got I got 10 reviews so far, which I'm going to assume come from you guys. Okay, so it looks as though, nearest I can tell, you guys, we've got. Let me hit the statistics again here. We've got 20 installs to date on this thing. What am I looking for? Total user installs. So we've got 20 installs on this app. So we've got about somewhere between 8 and 10 actual natural installs so far on the Apartments app. So it's getting a little bit of traffic. It's getting enough traffic to where we're going to be able to market it and monetize it. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can see down here, oh, all of the different Android operating systems that have downloaded it, and yeah, we're getting a little bit of traction with it. So that's a good deal. Now I hadn't been in here. I just saw this errors. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Application error reports. I'm showing all zeros. So that must mean there are no errors. I have never seen that before, right there. But it must just be a link anytime there's one download that happens. So no errors as of yet from the downloads. So I mean, we're getting pretty good. I'd be pretty happy if I could get 2 or 3 downloads a day on this thing. We're probably going to come back around after I get the prospecting out to all of the apartments here, which I'm planning on composing and getting out this week still and getting them signed up. We may even come back around and look at monetizing inside the app with some AdSense or something like that. Excuse me, you guys. So yeah, all good news on the St. Paul apartment app. This is pretty much going exactly how we thought it was going to. So that's good stuff. You guys need to keep that in mind and get moving with your own apps in those easy to dominate niches, because we're going to be able to make a nice little extra sum of money to do this. Now, we talked on Thursday. We talked on Thursday about a directory app and the various uses that we have for the directory app. Phil and I have done some research, and we came up with what we think may be a really good solution for this. In this, what I decided to take a quick look at was responsive WordPress themes designed for directories. Okay, and for those of you that don't know what a responsive theme is it, as the window scales, the theme scales with it, right? So this is a responsive theme. So this means that it doesn't matter whether it's viewed, if it's viewed on a web, based server or on a regular computer, it's going to show up computer size. But if it's viewed on a mobile device, it kind of automatically transforms itself into a mobile website. Okay. So we started looking at this, and I found over at Code Canyon, I found this WordPress Business Directory plugin. Now, Phil and I just started playing with this guy, and I just have this BS header plugged in here, so, never mind any of this. But we just started playing with this, and this is installed on the default 2012 theme, right, which is responsive. This is the stock theme that comes with WordPress. And if I log out of here, I'm probably going to regret that because now I'm going to have to go find that information to log back in. But you can see one of the cool things about this theme is it has the search built into it, and that edit shouldn't be there. If I hit refresh, I'm sure it'll go away now that I'm logged out, right? So we think that we're going to be able to do what we need to do as far as a directory, maybe right from within WordPress using this plugin on a responsive theme, and then be able to just frame this into our app builder, and maybe we'll be able to move a lot faster and not have to have this thing custom coded after all. And of course, let me pause my screen here and log back into the admin for this thing. I'll have to bring Skype back up to do this. Everybody recognizes that noise, I'm sure. All right, there's the password. I'm just going to log in here and show you guys some of the killer functions that this thing has. All right, so I'm logged into the admin, and let me just save this damn thing so I don't have to do that again. But inside of the business directory, we've just got this. Like I said, we just started playing with this thing yesterday. But if this company real quick, it gives us an awful lot of custom features. Where can I put this where it's not in the way? It'll have to be good enough. So the companies kind of work like pages that we're all used to. We have a main content information area, and then it allows us to set up the actual company categories. And oh gosh, I should probably close my Skype back down again. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, so it doesn't cause problems. Okay. We've heard that too many times today. So it has this main content area where you can add in all the business information, and then down here in the actual business information, we get the website, the email, telephone, fax, address, city, state, all that kind of stuff. It allows us to add tags to the business, and that's what the search bar is going to look for, right, is those tags. Has all of the social media integration, and an excerpt. We can upload an image for each business, and then it has this premium end, and the reason for that is the directory plugin allows us to have standard business listings and premium business listings. And obviously the premium business listings we can charge more for, so by having this calendar we can choose what day that it would transition out of premium and into just a standard business, right? So it allows us to set up categories. It's real, if you're familiar with WordPress at all, It allows us to set up business categories just like post categories, so you get that idea. Here's tags. We can add as many tags as we want and assign them to businesses. And then here's all of the different options that this particular directory plugin allows us to control. So it's pretty good, and you can get this. It also is, like I said, we're going to tear into it and get a little farther, but it is just standard PHP, and it can be, everything can be customized, including all of the different templates. So, and they do give you a pretty good PDF guide here that comes with it. So the plugin, I can't, there's no resell license available for me to just buy it and give it or sell it to you guys. But you can get it right over at Code Canyon. If you go to Code Canyon, here, let's just do it this way, and just do a search for directory, you can find it. And it's like 15 bucks over here, right? So I'm not telling you to go pick it up yet. I would say, let us get a little farther into it. And but we think this is probably going to be able to get the job done for our directory site, so we can start building out these, these yellow pages type apps. So, and we took a look across the country, and there's a ton of open opportunity for these types of apps, you guys. Yeah, you can upload in bulk too. It's done through tools, and right here it has a CSV uploader. So yeah, you can upload all those in bulk, Steve. I knew you were going to ask that question, and I thought I would get out in front of you, but once again, you got me. But yeah, that was important when I was looking, was the ability to do that. If we get into a situation where we actually hook up with a Yellow Pages that has 10,000 listings, we're absolutely going to want to be able to do that. Now, I haven't, you know what, let me just bring in a bogus CSV here once and see what happens, because I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to bring in a CSV file and then do what we need to do to it in the preparation. So let me click this. File missing, undefined CSV. All right. Yeah, and I haven't read the docs on this, so God only knows if I'm doing this right, So this doesn't mean anything, the fact that this is failing, because I'm probably not doing any of this correctly. Undefined. Yeah, I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. If we take a look at the PDF, let's see. Go to Tools directory and follow instructions. Note this tool currently in beta. Please test your CSV files on test server before applying to live site. So I'll have to tear into that a little bit and find out exactly what's up. It's entirely possible that the CSV that I'm trying to upload is not a true CSV. I'm not even sure if this is a CSV format. Let's see. It is, but let's try this once. Let me just open this up real quick, because this is just an export. Yeah, see, this is all jacked up. This was an export from a MySQL database, so there's probably several things about it that are wrong. But let me just do this real quick. We're probably looking for an Excel CSV. Let's try this one. Get rid of that. Well, I'll probably have to put this together in an actual notepad file. Let me just try something once here. I'm sure the header is going to be the business name. Usually in a CSV, the first line is going to be the header. I know this doesn't make sense, but I just wanted to try this just to see what happens here. And yeah, I'll have to play with it, you guys, but we'll check it out. I know, Steve, you sent in an email with some of the requirements that you thought we would need in a directory app, and nearest I can tell, this plugin handles all of those requirements. What else do you guys need? And then, Phil, how do I do this? I was almost going to say, why don't you forward me that again, and let me pull that up so we can
Sure.
just take a look at what Steve sent in. Just forward it over to my local Dave Igo real quick.
All right.
We'll take a look at this and see if anybody else has got any comments, because we want to definitely come up with a solution to do this, because there's just a ton of opportunity out there in Yellow Pages and you know, the Chamber of Commerce apps and all that stuff. Steve says, I talked to Phil about showing a Google Hangout live on a trade show app. Ideas? Yeah, I don't think that would be tough, Steve. I think you could just use the YouTube. We'll try it here.
That's kind of what we talked about, was using the YouTube.
Using the YouTube link. Yeah, we'll take a look at it here in just a minute. Yeah, this would work for the apartment listings also. If you were going to build out that apartment app and you wanted something a little bit more robust than what we did, I think that would absolutely work. You know, I think this would be a great way to do it. You know, so we've got search by telephone number. I know that's doable, Steve. We would probably have to come into the editor here for our WordPress theme, because that's going to be controlled by, the search bar is going to be controlled in the theme template, right? So if we edited the search form, I think we'd be able to search by telephone number with just a little bit of tweaking right here. So I think if we added in the right variable, you'd be able to search by telephone number as well. Yep, these are definitely covered. The email field disappearing, yeah. This one does that, nearest I can tell. We'll have to get a little farther into it. The social icons are absolutely in there. If we come back over here, took all companies, and let me click edit again, you can see what this one does for social. It does Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, RSS, Google+, and Skype, all in social. Let's see, the pull-in reviews, I don't know if, I'm sure there's a way to do it. It probably would have to be done in the main content area of the business. Like, for instance, if you were going to use our SM Schema plugin, it would just be a matter of, you know, dropping in the shortcode, which is going to be something like that. And then you would have Google Rich Snippet Reviews right in the business listing. So I'm sure that there would be, I'm sure there's a plugin we can get for Yelp reviews or whatever the case to be able to insert them in here. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look. Oops, yeah, we can leave this page. Displays a small Yelp profile. Yeah, so there's a couple of them. Yeah, looks like this one does it right here. Looks like this one would do it right here. Let's see if we got some screenshots. Yep, you put in the Yelp API key. And although this one might not do it business by business, this one might be a single business. Let's take a look at this one. Yelp profile term. I think this one would do it. I think this one might do it. And I don't think that would be very difficult to have written either, if that was something that we needed to get going. Yeah, schema is going to be all that you need, Steve. You're absolutely right. I agree. Link to the ad server. Yep, that's built into this one. The YouTube link. YouTube link we'd have to do in the main contact. We may have to take them to an outside page to do that. Like what I'm saying is like we may have to put a link into the main comment into the main area here, and link to a web form, or embed the web form right within the content. I mean, that would be easy enough to do via shortcut. And text info, that's easy enough to do. Yeah. So, I mean, these are all real good ideas, and I guess that's what I'm looking for from you guys is things that we need to know, so we can evaluate this and make sure that this is going to do what we need it to do. So, if you have some ideas, make sure and get them over to us, okay? Make sure and get them over to us. Let's try this Google Hangout thing and see if we can't make that work. So let me do this, close my email out, and get over here. All right, so I'm inside my Google+. So the first thing we're going to need to do is start a Hangout so we can get the YouTube link live, right? So we'll do this. I'm just going to add Phil. And do that. And do that. Close down my webcam there. Okay, so now we should have a YouTube link, which we do. But I think, yeah, that should work. So now I think, Steve, once we have that done, we should be able to come over here and let's just log in. Yeah, this is a dummy one. Phil, we can kill this app too when I get off the call.
Okay.
We never used it. Well, that was fine. Wow, was this weird? So, my microphone failed. So now I have headphones plugged in, but I'm hearing you through my speakers.
Well, that's because of your setting on your computer.
That's awesome. Well, I was hearing you through my headphones just a minute ago. That's fantastic. Anyway,
It's all
so
in your
yeah,
head.
that could be. If we come over here, we can go YouTube channel tab. I'm just going to call this test tab. I'll give it an icon. Save the changes. And then let's come over here to content. And go test tab. That's going to be the channel name or full URL. I'm just going to paste that in once and see what happens here. Let's take a look at this guy on the preview now. Yeah, worst case scenario, Steve, you'd have to do this by channel. But I think this is going to work. Let's just take a look. RSS feed not found. Alright, so that's not going to work. Let's try this. I think there's a couple of different ways we could do. Let me do this. I'm going to go to my channel. And here's our app test hangout. You can see it is queued up. Whoops, where did I go? Alright, let's try this again. So what it's showing on the channel must be the last live video. It is. It's this one right here. So it is in fact not showing the live hangout. It's showing the last video that's on the channel. Alright, so let's think about this for a second. Let's do this. And let's grab an embed link once. And yeah, that'll work. Actually, let me just, oops, delete this last tab that I just put in here. Get rid of that one. And ads. So if we come in here, okay, so now this is just a one-tier info tab that we put in here for another test that we're doing. But if I come over here and go source, and I'm just going to paste in this iframe code real quick. Alright, and I'm going to save the changes. Let's come back over here to preview. Yeah, so this would work if, and you can see we've got the live event will begin in a few moments. So you would have to get you'd want to get the iframe size set up correctly. But this will work. And then I think if I come over here, let's just try this once. And I'm going to go start broadcast. Come back over here. Actually, let me do that. All right, so it looks like, we went live. So there's probably, Phil, is there a way to refresh this? There's no way to do a shake right here, is there? Oh, that gets done.
No. Well,
it's happening.
There you go.
Yeah, so, and then if I do a screen share, I'll minimize that guy. That's back 30. I'll pause and play again. Yeah.
There you go.
So it's working, Steve, so that would do it. Like we talked about, one of the limiting hangouts in the live video is we'd actually have to, open the hangout and let the computer chew on it. But the cool thing about our app platform is because it is dynamic. Let me just kill this before something face here. So the cool thing is because it is dynamic, you could set the tab up, right? And then you could just put in a video, something that looks like this, just a static image, and then just come back in and swap it out at the right time for the actual embed code. Let's see, so Steve says, so if this works, I can broadcast from the trade show with my Android phone and still have it save cooking demos, etc. Yeah, I believe you can, Steve. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Steve, do you mind if I just unmute you? Let's talk about what you're trying to do. Is that cool? So otherwise, we're going to lose something in the translation. Have you got a microphone? All right, cool. Let me find you here in the list. You there?
I'm here.
What's happening?
I made a cold call on this marketing company that has the home show, the Boston Home Show.
Okay.
Which is, a big deal.
Right.
I knew the guy from years ago, and I called up and talked to his daughter, and they don't have an app, but they were talking about it. So as I was driving to Dunkin' Donuts, I thought, well, I got to do something that's really different that nobody else is going to come in and steal from under me. And I thought, if I was when you go to the home shows, they have these chefs that come in and they'll do Bananas Foster or something like that. So if you could shoot that live and record it afterwards, I think it's something that they've never had.
Yeah, I gotcha.
My hook is to get the demos in there, so if you can't make the show, you can go to the app and you can see the demos. He can get all of the people that are in the trade show, which typically gets 30 or 40% turnover, but still get money out of these people every month. And that's why I thought about the ad server and the other things. So I've never seen a live, from a trade show before on an app. I just thought it was a great idea. So.
I think it is a great idea, and the cool thing is then, like you said, the minute every live show, every live broadcast is done, it just immediately becomes archived within the app, and you add another tab for the next show.
Right.
And more than likely, because I've got some experience with trade show promoters, from back when I was doing flyer marketing. More than likely, this guy, that show probably travels.
Well,
he probably promotes more than just the Boston show.
Yeah, this guy's linked in with other guys across the country. I mean, there are bigger guys, but since I knew Pat from years ago when he put on the Chamber of Commerce, I figured I'd start with someone I have some familiarity with. I mean, he has the patio show. He has a whole bunch of other shows. But
Okay.
to your point, there is another company in the Northeast, and they have shows from Massachusetts to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I'm hoping to get this done with Pat and then go after them afterwards.
Right. Right.
Because they all pay attention to what everybody else does.
Well, and we could probably, like, because I know you were talking about like an interactive floor plan for the show, right?
Right, right.
I think we could do that with the right WordPress page too, where basically you could just put an image of
Hot spots on it.
yeah, put an image that's image mapped of the floor plan, and then when they click on each booth, it would just open up a light box with that company's featured information.
Right. Because, you know, I was thinking about when I go, you know, they give you the bag, you've got the booklet, you don't know where anything is. Well, if it's on the phone and you could look at the phone and just hit the button, you know whether to go right or left and who is at the next table down. So I think and there was a guy that I met in Vegas. I was at a promotional product show in January. There was a guy in Connecticut who was doing a mobile app. Well, it was a mobile website for a show, and then he had a hard copy app, and he was tying it into all the things around the venue. So he sold the guy that ran the promotion. Then he went out to the restaurants and everything else and sold them ad space on his mobile thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't even thinking about that yet. I'm just going after the producers. So, you know, there may be something else beyond that.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, again, you'd have to work this out with the promoter and figure out the rev share. But I mean, like right down to, you know, it might be worth putting a page or two in the app for a really good ClickBank product. You know, like a how to remove clutter type of product, or how to organize your closets type of product. You know, those kinds of things.
Right.
You know, that would be a great monetization strategy, and if you could hit the promoter with a future potential rev share, you know, on whatever, whether it be outside advertising or some other types of offers, I think it's a done deal, man.
Right. I mean, right now they have, you know, they basically taking deposits for the show, and they have media sponsors and things like that, which is the other thing I wanted to make sure it made me a sponsor for the show. So everybody knew who the app came from.
Yeah.
But they don't really have it. Once the show stops, if they're not collecting deposits for the next year, they don't have any income coming from that show. They're done.
Right, exactly. And yeah, if you could get this app in people's hands and then keep delivering decent content, now the guy's got a shot at making some year-round money. Right. And then I wonder if, let's just take a look at something here real quick, like. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, this isn't going to zero us down enough. I was thinking, you know, that maybe we could use the GPS function to force people to walk the entire show, you know, by setting a couple of different radiuses at different points of the venue, but I don't be able to get those radiuses down tight enough to make that happen within the app. But with the GPS monster system, you could probably do that.
Will the GPS monster system will that work inside of the building? I mean, I was thinking about that for the tables, but you know, I spoke to Ken before about the GPS monster, which I didn't buy, and I talked to Phil about this too, but apparently there's no such thing as First Night on the West Coast. It's big on the East Coast, but you know, First Night on the East Coast is huge. You see,
we're the last night here.
Yeah, you're the last night. So this was my idea.
I don't know what the hell either one of you are talking about.
You know, if I saw you guys in person, I'd be able to tell if you're jerking me around or not. I can't figure it out right now.
He's totally serious.
I'm dead serious,
okay,
man.
well, you remember
about.
Dick Clark years ago when you were a kid? And now that Dick Clark has passed away, we all remember him as the guy who brought in New Year's at New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
Times Square. You all know Times Square, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, on the East Coast, they have something called First Night, so we don't celebrate with New York because we're from Boston. So we're going to do it our own way. So we have all these little celebrations in these cities, and they have these little shows that they put on. So my idea was a First Night app for each city, Providence, Worcester, Boston.
Okay.
And when you're walking down Main Street in Worcester, if there's a singer and a dancer in the building next to you, the app would pop up and say, this is the time for this show. So you could just go into the show.
Gotcha.
So that was my idea with the GPS thing. And then you could sell this to all the vendors that are in Worcester or Providence or Boston because they sell the little buttons so you can get into the show free. So that was the idea. But that may work with this also, as far as the GPS is concerned.
Well, you could certainly leverage the push, when the shows are starting. Because I want to say that the radius is set default here at about 300 feet around the actual address.
Yeah. See, when I talked to Ken, he told me it was 9 feet.
Well, he can get down to 9 feet with his, but how
Right.
it works indoors, Phil's saying no.
Yeah.
Have
You got to be
tested
able
it,
to,
Phil?
yeah, you got to be able to receive a signal from the satellite, and
Right.
indoors that's blocked.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think it's going to come down to building construction, so it's going to be hit or miss, right?
Right. So anyways, for the First Night GPS thing, the thought was you're outside walking around anyways, and you walk to the different venues, so I figured it would be perfect for that. But 30 feet is a large radius. That's the large radius.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's what I was hoping we could set radiuses in here, but we can't because it would be nice. But again, then it's going to be hit and miss on building construction, so it's going to be,
Well-
it's not going to. It would be a bad thing to promote because it's only going to work half the time based on, is their battery in their phone or is it in their pocket, that kind of crap.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got enough there for the trade show. I think we have some things that we can offer. And I mean, I'm going to go forward with a proposal and talk to Pat and see if I can't get something moving along. But the directory thing I think is exciting because, I have the South Portland Buy Local presentation in 2 weeks. And I have a couple of other buy local opportunities in the Northeast. There may be more across the country, but I haven't talked to the Chamber of Commerce yet.
Right.
Because the buy local groups seem to be a little bit better organized. They don't feel like they're pressured into joining the Chamber of Commerce, and there seems to be more participation. So
Gotcha. Okay.
you can Google those things in your own areas because I think there's a big opportunity if it's easy enough to bring the app up. But I have to tell you, I spent a miserable weekend typing in 173 names and addresses. It was just, no fun at all.
I know it, and I found, in searching for directories, I found a couple of actual dedicated directory themes that do a little bit more than this plugin do, but they're not HTML5 compliant, so they're not responsive. But I also looked at, it might be like the way to go maybe to get one of these themes instead of a plugin, one of these themes that's designed as a directory theme, and then just rewrite the page template to make it smaller and mobilize it. Here, let me see if I can find this.
I own
one.
Directory Press from
You do?
England. Yeah, I own that.
What do you think of it?
Well, I thought it was a great site, but he was too slow getting to mobile. That was the issue. That's why I just dropped it, and I felt that, I just feel like the app is really itself is a better direction because, I think it's you put it on the phone. It's not, you don't have to go find the mobile site. So I kind of dropped out of that. But I own most of his themes. He has some nice themes out there.
You're talking about this one here that I got on the screen, right?
Is it Mark Vail? Yeah, that's him. Premium
Okay.
Press. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have all of those things.
See, what I was thinking about doing was, because it's open source, you know, and they're not cheap. They're like $79 a piece or $249 for the. But what I was thinking about doing was picking up this theme and then sending it to my programmer and just having him change the because I think it's just CSS mods, and we could, you know, we couldn't make it responsive that way, but we could scale it down so it's mobilized anyway.
Right.
And then use the functionality just as the plug-in for the app.
Yeah, he did have some nice. He just didn't have a mobile.
John says that appthemes.com has Vantage theme.
John's full of shit. John's looking for PayPal donations because it's his birthday. Let me see. I have a special relationship with John, so it's okay. I pick on him like that in public.
Yeah, well, at first I thought Amorosa was really the young lady that was on The Apprentice. I didn't think it was really a guy named that. So.
Yeah, it's a dude.
Yeah.
He routinely. Wow, I can't.
You can't say that on the recording.
I can't read that response out loud on the recording. That just came into the question box there. Is this a directory theme, J.A.? It is, huh? Okay. We'll take a look at this one too. What's this guy worth? $100. So that's no big deal. I mean, to do what we're talking about doing, you know.
Is it responsive?
He says it is.
Okay.
He says it is. Let's see. Let's find a directory. That looks pretty directory-ish.
Said something about Vantage.
Oh, he says no. He doesn't. He didn't say that.
Oh.
Yeah, see, now he's going back on his word. Let me check this out real quick here. It does not look to be responsive, although that's not necessarily the deal either, because there's two types of responsive themes. There's ones that scale right in front of your eyes, and then there's other ones that detect the browser size and adjust accordingly.
Do a search for the Vantage one that he had put in there earlier.
Who? What?
Vantage. Do you have
Vantage.
a search box?
Yeah, I see it. All right. I don't see a search box. Let's try it up here. Local search, community. I'm trying to get a demo. That's image. That doesn't do me any good. Business directory theme. Yeah, I don't see a live preview. We'll have to take a look at this. Does it say? Yeah. Custom form builder. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to keep digging around on this. There's a directory theme for sale on the Warrior forum that's responsive. Really? It's got to be this one. All right, John, I'll come back to that. John says he's got a demo link for us there. Let's see what this guy does. Widgetized content area, widgetized sidebar, homepage slider. bulk upload capacity.
Mobile version.
Yeah. This one may do it. They got a link. Doesn't look like it. I'll have to come back to that one. Brian says this one got really good reviews. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this one. This one might get the job done. Let's see, demo.geotheme.com. Let's see what this is. Well, that one's definitely responsive. Gosh, I kind of like this one. Does the search stay up top? It does. Although it kind of goes away. That one needs a little love for it to work, because the search bar does go away when it gets too narrow. The fields are going away. See what I'm saying? That's probably an easy tweak. Let's see. Copy. Paste. Lies. Lies. Go to themes. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's a good thing he's half a country away, or he'd be over here right now lighting me up. See, but is this supposed to be? Is it supposed to be responsive? I know you're going to tell me you didn't tell me that. Not sure. Okay. Yeah. We're going to keep taking a look at, because like what we did here with this plugin, and like I said, we just got this thing installed and started peeking around at it. But we've got this installed on just the default 2012 theme, which is pretty customizable. You know, so like this edit bar, that's here because I'm logged in. But if I logged out, that would go away. You know, if I come back over here and hit refresh. So now some of that crap goes away. So if we can make the plugin work, the 2012 theme is pretty customizable all by itself. So that might be a good solution for us. So we're going to keep taking a look at these themes. And all of you guys that are interested in this business model, please make sure and get, shoot us an email. If you've got a good, link to a theme, let's get that over to us, because what Phil and I will do then is we'll get them all up in the members area for everybody to take a look at, all the comments and the questions and all those kinds of things, and we can kind of figure out if we're going to be able to come up with an off-the-shelf solution or if we're going to need to have something written. But there's a crazy amount of opportunity in these like directory sites, man. I mean, like if we come over here, actually, let me do this. Let me get this guy opened up here real quick. And let's see. No, I don't know what's going to happen here, because I'm just kind of winging it. But like, I happen to know for a fact, and then actually let me do this and come back over here and do this. I don't know if there's a way for me to tell what how many business listings they've got going here, but they don't have any niche specific stuff or any place specific stuff. Yeah, that's probably a bad search. Let's try this one. Let's see. I'm probably going to pick that one up, so I don't want to lose that one. Restaurants in Rapid City. So now this is, yeah, right, exactly. Jay says in the Play Store, local directories look nice. Yeah, they sure do, Jay. I mean, all of the ones that I took a look at are just wide open. I mean, like nobody's even trying. So, what did that do? Yeah, that one's not very good. That's not as good as I expected to see. So, they don't appear to be getting the search volume, but I think the model here is going to be. Let me do this. I can get that out of the way. Let's see. How do I find their website? Ceases operations. We should have got to them earlier. Maybe we could have helped them out. I'm just curious what they got going over here. Yeah, they're not trying very hard.
I used to live in Pasco.
You used to live everywhere, dude.
Almost.
I'm headed near your hometown a couple weeks. I got to go to St. Louis, Missouri, Phil.
Oh, you're 200 miles from home.
Oh, all right. Well, I tried.
I know.
Let's see. You can see Oh, James says you can see WP local places in my test app. Here's the app code. Let me pull this guy up. How do I want to do this? Probably from within App Powder, huh?
Well, or you can do it well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the easiest.
Yeah, otherwise if I go in through the admin, I'll be risking screwing something up.
True.
I don't want to do that. Where do we got it? Under the demos, right?
Yep.
Cool. Jay, you're in Missouri? Oh yeah, you are in Missouri. We just talked about that. Yeah, big stuff going on in Missouri. Meeting with the Jack in the Box regional people in a couple of weeks. We don't have Jack in the Box here. Kind of pisses me off because I kind of dig that breakfast Jack sandwich. Well, that didn't work. That's not going to work. All right, what is it? Just... So this is WP Local Places. This is the WSO one, James? Embedded into an app? Is this correct? Am I understanding this correctly? James says yes. Wow, this is nice, man. Okay. Let's take a look at restaurants. So if I click more info. Wow, this is nice, you guys. This is the WSO that. Let me make sure I got a good link here. So while James is still on the call, let me make sure that I'm giving out this one. Copy. So that's this one, correct, James? And it uses rich snippets too. All right, I'm going to put this one in the chat box, you guys. So if you need this, this is where you can get it. It's in the chat box there. And I am going to come down here and pick this son of a gun up. So I have it. And then the full site is allaboutspringfield.com. All right, I'm going to check that out next. And it was up over $70. He recently reduced the prices, Brian, so that's all good news. All right, so we'll get that one done. So, and this is the full desktop site, or the full desktop version that's happening. So this is a nice theme. This is a really nice theme. And the fact that it does this is pretty kick-ass. If I click that, it probably doesn't work inside the emulator here. Yeah, it does. Yeah, this is a nice theme. So it looks to me like this would be a really, really easy way to pull this same thing off, you guys. And James, I'm assuming that you can put thumbnail images in here and the click-to-call functions and everything. Have you tested that? Yes, says James. Excellent. Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I think, depending on how you were going to use it, J.A., what we were kind of talking about last week was partnering up with, we have one person in the call here that has an in with a company that publishes an ethnic yellow pages in Chicago, and they don't have an app, but they have 12,000 damn businesses all paying them to be listed in the ethnic yellow pages. So my concept there would be to provide the app to the yellow page company, for free. They could charge the businesses an extra $7, $8, $10, $12 a month or whatever, which is going to be peanuts compared to what they're already charging them. And then rev share, if we could get $3 a business on 50% of those businesses, that's a nice little $18,000 a month paycheck. In this situation, what James is doing here is he's building out his own city directory, which is also a great business model. Obviously, what you would hope to do here would be able to contact each of these businesses. Here's how I would play it. I'm not saying this is the right way to play it or the wrong way, but I think the way I would play it is I would actually build the damn thing out. And then approach the businesses and say, we've included your listing complimentary for 1 month. To continue, please give us a call, But if you could get each one of the businesses that's inside of the app helping you with distribution of the app, you could build out something pretty powerful pretty quickly and dominate your city. or your trailer park, in your case, John. Um, sorry, I couldn't resist. John, did you close on your house yet? Did you move? Are you still living in like a pop-up camper in the back of someone's pickup truck? Next week, says John. Good deal. But yeah, that's probably how I'd be playing it. Now, obviously, if you think, boy, and I don't know which tab, haven't showered in months. Well, good thing you're just sitting around in your garage in a wife beater. I don't know which tab I had this on, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to back up to it here or not. Let me try this. I don't think it's this tab. Let me do this instead. AdWords Mobile. Mobile ads. I was actually just shown this yesterday by Stephanie Henry when we were talking about some other things. And I want to see if I can find it. Ad formats, this is it. Check this out. You can do mobile only, geotarget, click to download, pay-per-click. Okay, mobile only, geo-targeted, click to download, PPC. So if you had some good ad copy going here, distributing your daily deals, your city's daily deals app, you could probably get some distribution fairly easily in your city using this PPC method. So, and I'm going to put this, there's a couple of things happening over here that I had no idea you could do with AdWords, including this one, which is multiple business location link inside of a single ad. You can do the mapping with the Get Directions link, and none of these things cost any extra. You can just choose this type of ad as you're setting up your mobile campaigns. So it's pretty powerful stuff. But if you were building out a city deals app and needed distribution, this is probably going to be a pretty good way to get it. Because, like I said, you can target, you can decide on the radius, and it's only going to get showed to mobile phones within that certain radius. So, and for most of these, like, when you do a Google search, right? Whatever, let me see. Right, like it's awfully hard to get up here in the pink spaces, right? You have to have a really good quality score on your PPC. On the mobile side of things, that's not the case because mobile's not being used as hard as the web interface is. So to get these top listings is quite a bit easier and quite a bit cheaper with the mobile pay-per-click. So keep that in mind if you're looking for app distribution. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to run some St. Paul apartment app paid advertising, because if we can get downloads, for 60, 70 cents a piece and make that app that much more distributed, then eventually it's going to be that much more profitable for us. So, and we might look at revisiting that and using this theme to come in here and dress that guy up too. So it looks like it's semi-responsive, but it must have a mobile detection script and respond based on that. I've had enough for today, you guys. My throat is all torn up. I feel like crap. We're going to wrap it up. So as you have suggestions what do we do here, guys? Do we want to get a? I hate to say put them in the Skype group because not everybody will see them. We almost need, and I don't want to open. Do we even? Yeah, I don't think anybody's using the forum over on App Powder at all, are they, Phil?
Not much.
Not much. We should probably beat some people up and get them over there using the forum. Well, maybe it's because we don't have a link to it. Yeah.
There's a link, but you have to back up to the first page.
You got to come to here.
Keep going, clear to the login page.
Right here.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get a thread going over here in the forum to talk about this, and let's brainstorm this directory idea because there's a lot of power and there's a lot of untapped niches that we can use it for, and if we've got links to products that support it, we can over here and make sure everybody's got the tools they need to pull this off. So, and Kent says local businesses can use the Wrecking Ball viral campaign to distribute apps. Yeah, you absolutely could, and that would be a perfect use for it. That would be a perfect use for it. As a matter of fact, there's no reason in the world where you could, reward the business itself for distributing 20 apps or getting 20 people to text in for an app. You know what I'm saying? So that would be an excellent way to distribute the app. Let's see. And Jay says the restaurants in RapidCity.com looks like that directory app you just bought on the Android phone. Yeah, that's what it is, Jay. That's the mobile version of it. You're exactly right. Did I kill that? I did. It's probably... So this is what it looks like on my web browser. Okay? This is exactly what it looks like, a web browser, but when we're iframed in, gosh, am I going to remember it? Was it 89770? 87990. Oh, I was close. So when it's iframed in to the app, it looks like this. So that's pretty slick, in my opinion. That's a theme worth owning, which is why I picked it up. Is there an OTO? Ugh. Is there an OTO, James? This does not appear to be working for me right now. Well, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. If there is, I'm sure it's decent. James says he doesn't think that there was, though. And Brian says when I bought it, it was the OTO. So he's probably moved it to the front end and upped the price, and that's why we're seeing it up there for $60. He probably had a $7 front end in front of it or something like that originally. That's probably what's going on. But this is a fantastic theme that is going to allow you to do these directory sites within the app very, very easily. So, and then on top of that, there's no reason in the world that you can't set your GPS coupons and all those kinds of things on the front end of the app. So that's a great solution. I appreciate the link, guys. I got to wrap it up, you guys. I feel like absolute garbage. Phil, do you have anything?
No, I just posted a thread over in the think tank in the forum for directory app brainstorming. So put your ideas in there, guys, and let's move this thing forward.
Yeah, we're moving at a snail's pace with the city. All good stuff, but just moving at government speed. So, we'll come back to it as soon as we have an update for you. I'm presenting the final deal to the City Council on the 8th, which is 2 weeks from yesterday. And then we're going to move into the paperwork phase, and then we'll begin construction on the final product. So we have the, oh, we never posted that either. We have the flow chart and the hit list of features outlined out. We'll make sure and get that into the members area so you guys can see exactly what that's going to look like. Yes, digital, it is an open meeting for the city. The public is welcome to attend. I'm still actually trying to find out. They're expecting a larger than normal turnout for it because of the app, so they may be moving it from the standard meeting hall into an auditorium. Apparently they have a courtroom that they can convert to an auditorium for things like this, and they might be moving it into that space because they're expecting a higher than normal turnout from the population. I'm going to try and videotape that meeting or that presentation. I'm not positive I'll be able to get that done, but I'm going to give it a shot and try and make that happen. Rosa says maybe you should wear something nice and not your Carhartt jacket. Okay, Dad. And Steve says, are you sure you want to be in a courtroom? What's with you guys?
That is in the App Powder forum also, not the think tank. I know there's a think tank thread in there, but it's in the App Powder forum.
Wow, these guys. We heard rumors, says Steve. No, they're not rumors. I had some trouble with the law, but it was 20 years ago. I mean, let me up a little bit, huh? You guys are killing me. You made me so glad I showed up today. Yeah, tough crowd is right. You're absolutely right, Jim. All right, I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. We will see you all on Thursday. Have a great day and a profitable tomorrow, everybody. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye.